Hey guys, it's Romano and welcome to my channel Crypto Nation, and this is my midweek market roundup. And today is the Wednesday, the 6th of September, and we're just going to take a look at the cryptocurrency markets as it stands at the moment, and a bit of the news that's come out of this week. Obviously, the big news out of China with the ICO clampdown. And then, as I said on Monday, as I promised for my video on Monday, I will be reviewing a coin or two, which I'm currently sort of finding interesting, and that I thought I'd sort of share with you guys, and that you guys might look into in the same way that I'm looking into it at the moment. Anyway, so where are we today? So obviously, when I made my video on Monday, we were still recovering after the bloodbath that was the weekend before. So obviously, as I said on my video on Monday, the you always get a pullback. So Bitcoin and every other cryptocurrency almost had been on a steady climb, especially Bitcoin from probably the beginning of August. For about 3 or 4 weeks, it was a steady climb. And usually after a prolonged period of a rise in value for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, there's always a bit of a pullback. There's always a bit of a market correction at that point, and I think that's exactly what happened over the weekend. A market correction sort of started happening around sort of Saturday morning, but then that got compounded by the fact that the Chinese government announced their complete and utter ban on ICOs in China. I think that was on Sunday night. So that just sort of plunged absolutely everything into the red. And when I made a video on Monday morning, Monday evening, we had a market cap of about 150 billion or 155 billion dollars in total, with the BTC dominance at that point of 47.7%. Well, today I'm happy to report that we're back up to a market cap of $162 billion, with BTC dominance at 46.8% today. So we can see that, it's a sort of sea of green today compared to sort of last Friday, which was or to this Monday actually, which was a sea of red. And we can see that most of the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, Litecoin, all of those have made a steady recovery this week, and it's sort of business as usual for most of these, except for a couple of our. I'm just looking for Neo. There we go. Except for Neo, there's still a lot of controversy around the decision that China has taken at the moment with regards to the outlawing of ICOs, and Neo being a very Chinese-centric or a very Chinese-based platform. Neo is still feeling the effects of the Chinese decision. Now, I still think that Neo is a very sustainable platform. I think the whole concept around Neo and what they're trying to do is bigger than the decision that's happening in China at the moment. And honestly, I think these guys are loaded. They've still got a market cap of over $1 billion. So I think, irrespective of what's happening in China, I think this is a storm in a teacup. I think that Neo will survive irrespective of what is happening now. And if you can pick up Neo at this price or probably cheaper, you are going to be quids in the long term anyway. But that's just, as I said, that's just my opinion. But overall, as you guys can see from the board, everything is green again this week. I still love Bitcoin. Bitcoin, as I always say, it's the alpha male. It's a silverback gorilla of the crypto space, and I always like having my money in a sort of safe place. But in the same sort of sentence, I do gamble around, or I wouldn't say gamble around. I do spread my money over some cryptocurrencies, a couple of promising ones. You guys, anyone who's been following my videos has known that I've always championed PivX. I've always thought PivX is an absolutely awesome platform. And PivX at the moment, I think, is almost at an all-time high, $4.02 at the moment. That is absolutely fantastic. I think PivX is still probably going to be a lot higher than that. Veritasium as well, absolutely great coins at the moment. Civic everyone who knows me knows that I've been making videos about Civic for ages. Civic, in my opinion, is still massively undervalued. Just go and have a look at Civic, have a look at what the product is that the company is offering to the market and their clients and everything that they're doing at the moment. I still think Civic is going to be massive in the next well, I wouldn't say in the next few months, but by December all the way through next year. I think 40 cents, 44 cents for Civic at this point in time is damn cheap. So that's just my opinion. Ubiq, I've always been I got into Ubiq early, and you know what? Ubiq is doing absolutely great at the moment, even with the dip it had last week. It's still doing absolutely fantastic. Anyways, guys, I think the market is all green at the moment. As you guys know, I've always liked Litecoin. I still hold quite a lot of Litecoin, and I still will do. I think the trajectory for Litecoin is going to be huge. The days where you saw sort of $70-$80 bitcoins. I kind of think that's where Litecoin is at the moment. I always say, if you look at all the big markets, all the big exchanges, what are the big three currencies they offer you? The big three currencies they offer you are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Litecoin is still $78. A couple of days ago, 3 days ago, it was like $60. At the start of the month, it was like $40. It's already $70. It went up to $90 earlier this week before we had the bloodbath. So Litecoin is still, in my opinion, doing massively well. And I'm a big believer in Litecoin. I think we'll see $1,000 Litecoin before the end of next year, probably. Anyway, so excuse me. I'm going to shoot off into my interesting coin review. So, the coins I'm finding interesting at the moment. DimeCoin. DimeCoin, actually, I've got the 3-month chart over here, but let's have a look at the all-time chart for DimeCoin. DimeCoin was effectively a dead coin for quite a long time. DimeCoin came into being around about 2014, did some trading over here, and then died. I don't know what happened to the developers or anyone who was busy with that. But DimeCoin has started picking up right about here, and actually, if I'm going to go to the DimeCoin's website, it's I'm just going to show you the website. It says DimeCoin is back. The community has taken over. So I've been doing, for the last probably about 2 weeks, I've been doing a lot of research into what DimeCoin is, what this whole community takeover is doing at the moment, and what's been happening ever since. So I know since the community, or the community in the sense of a new developer has taken over the project and they've been working on it. They've released a new they've released a new DimeCoin wallet, or Windows wallet, which is downloadable. There's a couple of other things going on, but and it seems really, really interesting. I mean, if you look at the amount being traded at the moment, and I'm just going to switch to the 3-month chart at the moment, you can see that there's a constant trade of DimeCoin every day. I mean, if I'm just looking today, I'm just going to go all the way up today. There was $4,400 traded. It's about 1 Bitcoin's worth of trade today. So it's not a lot, but I mean, it's a lot more volume than you see with a lot of other coins. So there's activity on this coin every single day. So so it's really interesting to see, for me to sort of see what's going on with DimeCoin at the moment. There's a lot of people talking about DimeCoin. I've been trying to get in touch with the developer, trying to figure out what the roadmap is, what they're working on. I know I know from everything that I've read at the moment is that the developer is firstly working on getting wallets ready for Windows, Mac, and Linux to make sure that there's a multi-platform wallet before releasing any sort of roadmap for the future. So yeah, I'm still interested to see what's going on. I'm still trying to get in touch with the developer or developers in terms of the sort of whole DimeCoin movement. So for me, this is an interesting thing. I haven't thrown any money in it at the moment, But I definitely think, just looking at this chart, just looking at the amount that is being traded every day, it's really an interesting prospect. If we switch this to kind of the light Toshis, so I know I looked at this chart yesterday, and people, this was trading at 2 light Toshis yesterday. It's at 4 today. So if you bought at 2 and sold at 4, you made double your money. So I definitely think there's some mileage in Litecoin. I think there's some stuff going to happen. Sorry, not Litecoin, DimeCoin. I think there's some stuff going to happen with DimeCoin, given this whole community takeover. I'm not sure exactly what that is at the moment. I think just from following the Bitcoin Talk forum, there's a lot sort of going on. I've sort of been involved with that. I think there are some concerns around coin supply at the moment, because the coin supply is huge. They've got something like 533 billion coin supply, and it's still climbing because people are still mining DimeCoin. So there's a couple of suggestions going on. I suggested that actually they switch to a new coin, they migrate to a new coin, halve the coin, so go to a 2-to-1 ratio, halve the coin, switch to a new sort of source code, like a proof of stake source code, and similar to that of like PivX, where you've got a fixed block reward, and you sort of halve, and during the coin exchange you halve the coins, so you reduce the total amount of that, and then pushing everything higher, or pushing the price higher. But anyway, that was just my suggestion. There's a couple of things going on, and until the developer comes out with the solid roadmap, we actually just don't know. And guys, as I always say, this is the crypto space, so it's the Wild West. You just don't know what's going on with half the stuff. But all I can always say is do your own research. Make sure that you do some solid research. I've been researching this for at least the last 2 to 3 weeks, 2 weeks at least, and I'm still convinced that I don't have all of the details. I probably have like 80% of the details at the moment, but for me it's enough to kind of pique my interest, and for me to kind of go, well, okay, if I bought 2 days ago at 2 satoshis and I sold today at 4 satoshis, I would have made double my money back. But that's just how sort of things go. It could be back at 2 satoshis tomorrow, or 2 light Toshis tomorrow. Anyways, guys, so jumping to the other coin, which I thought was quite interesting at the moment, it is 13337. Now 13337 has been with us for a while as well. It's been with us since the start of, or more towards the end of 2015. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of activity. The coin sort of died again, like a lot of the other cryptos out there. The coin died, and then around July 17, the coin started picking up again, and there's been some decent movement on it in the last few months. I'm just going to switch to the 3-month sort of chart at the moment, and again, this is one of those things. It's like DimeCoin, it's like EmberCoin, and all of these coins which we've seen that were dead for quite a long time, and then new developers and the community takeover, or new developers come in and they sort of take over the project and put some life back into it, and that's when things start to take up. So I think that was the initial sort of takeover by a new developer, or by the developers, and ever since then, we've been seeing some steady trading on the coin. Again today, there's been about $11,000, so it's sort of two and a half sort of Bitcoin of value being traded today. So there's action going on the coin at the moment. I'm just going to go over to their website just to show you guys. There's a competition out currently for a new logo design. I know they're going to redo the whole website. Also, from researching or reading as much as I can on Bitcoin Talk and sort of forums all across the net, I know that they are currently looking at, or they're taking votes from the community to change the coin. So the coin, apparently they want to change it from 13337 to Woot, W00T. So there's been As you can see, the community's voted on, whether to change it or not. So there's been a lot of activity. It seems like this project is in a kind of reboot phase. New logo, new name, new all sorts of that. Whether the new name actually happens or not doesn't matter. I still think that this is a really interesting project. The coin's been around for a long while. There's lots of people holding it. And the fact that it's got some new life into it, there's new developers into it who want to inject new life into the project. It's really interesting to me. I'm still yet to see a roadmap. I think maybe it's a bit early at this stage to expect a roadmap. But these are just a couple of the things I wanted to share with you guys. I mean, as I always said, these are some of the more riskier projects, some of the more riskier coins to get into at this point in time. I don't think they are probably the riskiest out there. I think you can buy some of those really, really shit coins that don't really mean anything. But these have sort of been around for a while, and they're kind of being rebooted. They're being taken over by the developers, and for me, those are always the coins that have a lot more interest, because it's not just someone that wants to start up a bullshit coin for the fact of making money. It's actually someone wanting to take over an existing project because they feel that there's some mileage in it, and they can kind of reinvent the coin or the project into something useful. So I'm really interested to see what these guys are going to do in the near future. As I said, DimeCoin, 1777, both DimeCoin's on proof of stake. I honestly think they should move to proof of stake. I think the halving the coins and moving to proof of stake with a fixed block size is what is going to fix this project. 13337 is a proof of stake coin. I'm interested to see what these guys are going to do because they've just rebooted the project. So anyways, guys, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. And I'm looking at both of these. I haven't got into them, but in the next couple of weeks, the more information I get, that convinces me that there's longevity, or that there's some sort of there's some sort of end goal, and there's a roadmap and longevity in these coins. Yeah, then I'll get into it, because then I think actually we are going to be buying low, and doesn't matter what happens in the future, whether you are staking or selling or whatever. I think there'll be some mileage in these coins. But yeah, so that's just my sort of roundup on where I am at this point in time. As I said, guys, always I'm still deeply into DimeCoin. I don't even know what DimeCoin is at the moment. It's probably still 8 Satoshis, so stable. This chart is growing. It's looking good. Love this coin. Absolutely love Ember. It's brilliant. This is one of those projects which has been rebooted or been taken over by a new developer, breathed some life into it. There's a roadmap. There's clear vision. There's purpose, and I think with the release of the new wallet and shifting everyone over and burning the old coins, I think this is one of the better projects out there. But yeah, so that's my midweek roundup, guys, for cryptocurrency. So as always, I am not a professional financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just my own opinion. And please do not invest any more than you can lose. But if you did like this video, and if you like other videos like this, please like this video down in the description, or subscribe to this channel, and you will receive a lot more videos like this. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for tuning in, and catch me on Friday again for my weekly crypto roundup. Thank you.